Before we go over to our next guest, let's quickly cross over to Abuja, where our correspondent, Omo Bazwaye, is on ground for the coverage of the Aviation Conference. Good morning, Omo, and thanks for joining us today.
Morning, Omo Bazwaye.
Thank you so very much. The conference, African Aviation, has touched ground in Abuja, especially right here at the International Conference Center in the capital city of Nigeria. It is the very first time that Nigeria will be hosting this particular conference. It is about the biggest platform, or if you like, runway for aviation professionals, practitioners, as well as, investors in the aviation industry. And so this gives an opportunity for many of them across different parts of Africa to be here under one roof, and they'll be spending the next 2 days deliberating on so many issues ranging from trends in the industry, aviation industry, the challenges, as well as the new innovations, because it's going to also come with, apart from the conference and the papers that will be delivered, we're going to be seeing exhibition of innovations that are just coming out from the industry. So, but Aviation Africa, the very first edition of it was held in United Arab Emirates sometime in 2015. And since then, Rwanda has also hosted the event 3 separate occasions in 2017, 2019, and in 2020. Ethiopia hosted it in 2018. Sorry, Egypt hosted it in 2018, while Ethiopia, held the very last edition before Nigeria. And so Nigeria has a huge opportunity, right now, because different investors, different professionals from all facets of the aviation industry, from piloting to maintenance to cargo, as well as issues of safety. In the next 2 days, they'll all be here talking about how to sustain the industry, more especially on the need or the challenges about how to attract more investment and make the aviation business much more robust in Nigeria or Africa.
Okay.
All right, Amar. So tell us, to what extent do you think this summit is of relevance to Africa and Nigeria in particular?
It is the biggest platform for aviation investors, and because of the amount of the volume of networking that will be going on here, it's going to actually give an opportunity for many of them to meet, exchange ideas and fashion out ways on how they could improve on the ease of doing business, and especially in Africa. Nigeria stands in a very, very strategic position in the hub of West Africa, and for a country that is already thinking about, going into having a national carrier, it might not be a very bad idea, because right here, the investors are all here at this time, and it is an auspicious occasion for the country to seize the opportunity on talks around financing, talks about, how to improve safety within the industry. And so it's a big, huge one. You know that aviation is a multi-billion-dollar investment, and it is in a place such as this that the big players and the big spenders, will always be. And it is a good one for Nigeria that they are all gathered under the same roof here at the International Conference Center in Abuja for the very first time.
What's likely to be the thrust, the major thrust of the conversation over the next 2 days?
All right, over the next 2 days, the major thrust of discussion will be around the ease of doing business in the aviation industry across the continent and maybe beyond. A very major problem confronting local operators, especially in Nigeria here, has always been the issue of multiple taxes, the burden of taxes. And I've heard several times, CEOs of airlines in Nigeria complaining about, them having to pay different form of levies and taxes, and that has eaten too deep into their investment portfolio. So here we are going to be hearing a lot of talks about, how to enhance the ease of doing business, and good enough that operators, apart from the operators, we are also going to be having regulators all around here, agencies, and so it's going to give them an opportunity to be able to discuss on how to bring about maybe legal measures, legal framework that could, help in solving that particular issue. And aside from that is the issue of financing. I said sometime earlier that it's a very big business, and so funding is always going to be has always been a very big issue. So in a place like this, under the same roof, where we have investors, we have those who have the idea, and both of them meeting can be a very good opportunity for them to find ways on how these funds can be better sourced, maybe through some multinational, international banks across the world, such that a lot of investors will then have the opportunity to be able to do business. And aside from that, there will be plenty of talks around safety, which has been a huge setback for the industry, especially in some part of Africa. And so they're going to be talking extensively on how to minimize, bring to the barest level, the rate at which we have heard about, aviation accidents.
Well, thank you very much for speaking to us this morning, Omar, and all the best at the two-day conference in Abuja. Thank you.